I'd like to call the City Council meeting of April the 19th, 2016 to order. Sandra, would you please call the roll?
Kennett. Shopmeyer. Here. Latour. Long.
Here.
Gray. Here. Marsh.
Here.
Pinion.
Here.
Eddie. Lama Jordan.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, you're here.
Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mayor,
Yes.
just want to remind the council tonight, before we start, since this is just our second time with our new technology, to please make sure that you don't hit a motion or a second button for voting on your screens until you've been recognized by the mayor. And if you could give it just a minute to pop up so that we have our motion and people who do it by voice match the actual record being recorded. And to remember to turn your mic on when you want to speak and off when you're done speaking so the public at home can hear you when you speak. Thank you.
Okay, everybody good? Well, good evening, everyone. The first order of business we have tonight is the consent agenda. Number one, approval of the April 5th, 2016 City Council meeting minutes. Number two, a resolution to award bid number 16-26 and authorize the purchase of 3 grates and frames from HD Supply Waterworks Ltd. in the amount of $55,995 plus applicable taxes for the College Avenue Enhancement Project. Number three, a resolution authorizing the purchase of Goodyear, Michelin, and Bridgestone tires from various local vendors in various amounts and for varying unit prices is needed through March 31st, 2017, and any future renewal periods pursuant to state procurement contracts for use by the Fleet Division. And number four, a resolution authorizing acceptance of a grant from the Arkansas Flower and Garden Show in the amount of $2,500 for the purchase of native plant materials to be planted in a portion of Wilson Park that has been cleared of invasive plants and to approve a budget adjustment. Al?
Motion to approve.
Okay. Sarah?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as read. Shall the agenda pass?
Shopmeyer.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Gray. Yes. Marsh.
Yes.
Pinion.
Yes.
So what, the motion passed?
Okay.
Do you have a...
Okay. Well, we have the vote, correct? Everybody good? All right.
Someone push the motion button. There's a motion on the floor. That's probably needed. Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to unfinished business. We have none under unfinished business. Next thing I want to do is open up a public hearing. Number one, a resolution authorizes the city attorney to seek condemnation of possession of certain lands owned by the unknown heirs of John and Alma Ream needed for the operation and development of Lot 56, a city-operated public parking lot, and to approve a budget adjustment. Staff? Jeremy?
Mayor and Council, this property is part of Lot 56, which is a public parking lot in our downtown area. It's located at the southeast corner of West Avenue and Spring Street. The city purchased the lot back in 1995 from the Fayetteville School District, and it has been utilized as a public parking lot for over 15 years. A spur of the Frisco Line Railroad used to traverse West Avenue from the existing rail line that's there today to this property within a 15-foot by 152-foot strip of land adjacent to the West Avenue right-of-way owned by the St. Louis and San Francisco Railroad Company. The overall property on which the parking lot is located is currently being considered, as you all know, for the new home of Theater Squared, which was supported by the City Council last year in a resolution. As part of the survey of the property, it was discovered that this 15-foot strip that I referred to and shown located there in red on the map was actually not part of the warranty deeds that passed on through history for this property. After researching the ownership prior to our purchase, it was determined that a deed had been granted by the former owners, John and Alma Ream, to the railroad company in 1907. That deed was granted to the railroad, but did contain a clause that once the property was only to be utilized for the purposes of maintaining and operating a railroad, and whenever it was abandoned for that purpose, the premises would revert back to the grantors and their heirs and assigns. Obviously, there is no longer a railroad function there today on the property. Regardless of any future potential use of this property, the city currently utilizes it for a public parking lot, and the intent of purchasing it in 1995 was to do so. It appears that this 15-foot strip of the property was separated when it was deeded to the railroad, and future acquisitions and some subsequent deed transfers of the Ream property did not include the 15-foot strip along West Avenue. From our research, it appears this was not intentional, nor has it been noticed or resolved in over 100 years. The city has conducted an appraisal of the property, and we're currently requesting through this action that you all authorize the city attorney to seek possession of this property by way of condemnation, due to the fact that we have not been able to locate any heirs of the Reams that are currently live. Funds deposited with the court would likely eventually go to the state if they are not claimed, which is the expected outcome in this particular case. Based on that, staff is recommending approval of this resolution authorizing the city attorney to seek possession by condemnation of this property.
Since we don't have any of the heirs, I suppose is anybody here to speak on behalf of the family, I suppose?
We will certainly continue our efforts
Okay.
As directed by the court, and just because it's the right thing to do, to try to find any potential heirs that might be out there. We have been unable to locate them so far, and so this is what we have to do. If you can't find an heir, we have to go through a condemnation process.
Okay.
If no heirs develop, we'll eventually have to pay the money to the state rather than to any heirs, but that's just the way the law reads, so that's what we have to do.
Okay, what questions do we have from the council on this? Anybody? Okay. I'm going to open it up to the public. Does anybody from the public want to address us on this? Okay. I guess I will close the public hearing, bring it back to the council. It is a resolution. Sarah? We have a motion and a second to pass the resolution. Any final comments from the council? All right. Shall the resolution pass?
Chotiner?
Yes.
Long?
Yes?
Ray?
Yes.
Marsh?
Yes.
Kenyon?
Yes.
The motion
Okay.
passed, and we will proceed.
Okay. Thank you all very much. Next order of business tonight's new business. Number one, an ordinance to waive the requirements for competitive bidding and to authorize the purchase of street light poles and fixtures manufactured by Amerilux Exterior LLC from the sole regional distributor Premier Lighting Group Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $210,500 for citywide transportation infrastructure projects through December 31st, 2020. Kit.
Whereas the City Council has previously authorized the purchase of street light poles and fixtures manufactured by Dynamic Lighting Incorporated and its successor, Amerilux Exterior LLC, and has installed these unique street light poles and fixtures in the downtown area. And whereas in order to remain consistent with the existing previously installed street light poles and fixtures in the downtown area, the purchase of additional matching street light poles and fixtures from the sole regional distributor for other citywide transportation infrastructure projects is necessary. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby finds that such circumstances constitute an exceptional situation where competitive bidding is deemed not feasible or practical, and therefore waives the requirements of formal competitive bidding and authorizes the purchase of street light poles and fixtures manufactured by Amerilux Exterior LLC from the sole regional distributor Premier Lighting Group Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $210,500 for citywide transportation infrastructure projects through December 31st, 2020.
Terry.
Yes, Mayor, Council. Just to give you a little background where the 210,000 number came from, we're using 31 lights on the east side of College this year. We're estimating, we don't know exactly how many yet because the plans are still being finished for the west side, but approximate the same number. And this figure represents 90 lights at current prices. We know there'll probably be some changes in that by 2020, so that will allow us enough to do replacements if we have any hit, and we do not catch the person that might hit them, or we have any infrastructure issues where we have to replace any of these from Rock all the way to North Street. So that's what we're looking for, and this will keep them uniform for that entire stretch. So.
Okay, what questions do we have from the council? Terry? Okay. I'll open it up to public comment. Anyone from the public want to address us on this? Okay, I'll bring it back to the council. Sarah?
I move we suspend the rules and go to the second reading.
Alan?
Second?
We have a motion and a second to go to the second reading. Shall the motion pass?
May I get it before we vote?
Okay.
Shopmire,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Brett? Yes. March,
Yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, as you're aware, it requires 6 affirmative votes to suspend the rules and go to the final second reading, and so you can vote if you choose to pass the motion.
Vote yes.
The motion passes. An ordinance to waive the requirements of formal competitive bidding and authorize the purchase of streetlight poles and fixtures manufactured by the Amerilux Exterior LLC from the sole regional distributor, Premier Lighting Group Incorporated, in an amount not to exceed $210,500 for citywide transportation infrastructure projects through December 31st of 2020.
Alan?
Motion to suspend the rules and move to the third and final reading?
Sarah?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to go to the third and final reading. Shall the motion pass?
Shopmire,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray? Yes. March,
Yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Mayor, again, you may choose to vote if you please to.
Vote yes.
So it passes. An ordinance to waive the requirements of formal competitive bidding and authorize the purchase of streetlight poles and fixtures manufactured by Amerilux Exterior LLC from the sole regional distributor, Premier Lighting Group Incorporated, in an amount not to exceed $210,500 for citywide transportation infrastructure projects through December 31st, 2020.
Adela? We've already, we're there. We're there. But I will take final comment if you have one. Okay. Yeah, me too. Any other final comments from the council? All right. Shall the ordinance pass?
Shopmire,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Gray? Yes. March,
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
And the ordinance does pass with 5 votes.
Okay. Number 2, an ordinance to approve vacation 16-5375 submitted by Seaside Pools Incorporated, property located at 1924 East Charlie Street, to vacate a portion of a utility easement. Kit.
Whereas the City Council has the authority under ACA 14-54-104 to vacate public grounds or portions thereof which are not required for corporate purposes. And whereas the City Council has determined that the following described portion of a utility easement is not required for corporate purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City Council of the City of Fayetteville, Arkansas hereby vacates a portion of a utility easement as described in Exhibit B attached to the Planning Department's memo. Section 2, a copy of this ordinance duly certified by the City Clerk, along with a map attached as Exhibit A to the Planning Department's memo, shall be filed in the office of the Washington County Circuit Clerk. And Section 3, that this vacation approval is subject to the following condition. Number 1, any relocation or damage to utilities and associated new easement dedication shall be at the owner-developer's expense.
Chairman.
This is a property located in a neighborhood being developed off of Old Wire Road called Cottages at Old Wire. It contains approximately .13 acres, zoned neighborhood conservation. The request here is for a portion of the utility easement to be vacated to allow for development of a pool in the backyard of a new home that's planned on the property. This is a newly developing subdivision, and none of the individuals notified had any complaints about their request. Staff is recommending approval, as did the Planning Commission, 9-0.
Is the applicant here, is that us, or how does that?
It's not the city. I'm not sure if they're here or not.
Is the applicant here? Okay, we'll assume they're not here then. What questions do we have from the council on this? Alan? No, sorry. Any questions from council? Do we have any public comment on this? See none, I'll bring it back to the council. Alan?
Motion to suspend the rules and move to the second reading.
Sarah?
Second?
We have a motion and a second to go to the second reading. Shall the motion pass?
Trotmeyer.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Gray. Yes. Marsh.
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Again, Mayor, you may vote.
Yes.
An ordinance to approve the AAC 16-5375 submitted by Seaside Pools Incorporated for property located at 1924 East Charlie Street to vacate a portion of the utility easement.
Sarah?
I move we suspend the rules and go to the third reading.
Adela? We have a motion and a second to go to the third and final reading. Shall the motion pass?
Trotmeyer.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Gray. Yes. Marsh.
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Again, Mayor, you may vote.
Vote yes.
An ordinance to approve VAC 16-5375 submitted by Seaside Pools Incorporated for property located at 1924 East Charlie Street to vacate a portion of the utility easement.
Any final comments from the council on this? Shall the ordinance pass?
Trotmeyer.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Gray. Yes. Marsh.
Yes.
Kenyon.
Yes.
Okay, very good. That concludes our business. What announcements do we have?
There you go.
Adela. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Adela. Oh, sorry.
We will have a Ward 4 meeting Monday, the 25th at 6 p.m. in room 111 of City Hall.
Okay. Don.
Yes, Mayor. Several announcements. First, the fire department will be having an open house at Fire Station 4 this coming Tuesday, 4 to 7 p.m. That's located at 3385 Plainview off of Millsap. There are multiple Earth Day events, as this is Earth Day week. There's one Thursday, the film screening of Just Eat It at the Fayetteville Public Library, 5 to 7 p.m. And Saturday, we have an event at the Marion Orton Recycling Center is where it starts, and we will be picking up litter and scattering wildflower seeds along portions of the Greenway, Razorback Greenway, and that is from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday. And then Wednesday, April the 20th, from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Fayetteville Public Library, there's a event called Science and Song of the Buffalo River. So we encourage citizens, lots of activities happening. Also, other events on the city's website. There is an events calendar now that highlights all of those items taking place in our community.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Thank you all. We're adjourned.